Welcome to 10 Minutes. I'm Tony Scott. Joined in studio today, Peter in the hair.
I'm here. My hair has its own identity at this point.
You got a different shirt on than the last show.
I do.
You're a pro.
Because I didn't bring mine.
Kind of look like twinning now.
I've got the bibs on underneath this.
I know you do. You've
I
had
might
them
take
on
this
for
home with me, actually.
11 straight days.
I'm going to wear it to singles night.
Yeah.
At my local Toby Keith's.
Let's hope your girlfriend doesn't see the show.
That's okay. She knows I don't go to Toby Keith's.
Oh, so she knows there's humor there?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to get to humor later. Our favorite is our favorite
It's incredibly humorous.
Chris Farley skit. So later in the show, tune into that. You'll like it. Let's talk a little Squirt hockey. Then I got a little promo for our sponsor coming up. Squirt A's. You got out to the Moose Goheen while I was off work for a day and a half.
A day and a half. It was nice.
What'd you see?
It's not all that often where we get to just go to and hit multiple games in one day.
It's fun.
And not spend 4 hours in one spot. I got to see a few Squirt A teams: the Chippewa Falls Thunder, Park Cottage Grove, Spring Lake Park, Rochester Red, White Bear. No, I did not see White Bear Lake. I saw Moorhead and Lakeville North. So I got to see a nice handful of Squirt teams.
So you missed the Squirtacular, but you got your fix.
Yeah.
For squirts.
If I had another wedding in the Bahamas, I wouldn't have been at the Moose Goheen.
No.
But I did get my fix. It was a lot of fun to watch. I'm a huge fan of 12-minute periods.
Who won it?
Rochester Red won the whole thing, which is a little surprising because I caught half their game between them and Spring Lake Park, and I thought Spring Lake Park might kind of run away with it. They're a lot bigger.
That Spring Lake Park team's a well-coached squad, well-coached team.
Rochester Red comes out with a 3-1 title game win over Moorhead.
Yeah, and as Moorhead's trip to the cities, they did pretty well.
They did. They're a good team.
Squirt Bees, host team wins it, right?
It's a nice story for White Bear Lake Orange. They beat Rogers Black in the Squirt B final. Chaskatchan Gold wins the Brainerd tournament.
Yeah, 2 tournaments, 2 weekends.
Squirt B action.
Champions. That's all I got to say.
2 for 2.
That's not bad. That's not bad. All right, quick little shout out to our programming. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Like button would be great too if you like it. If you don't like it, hit the don't like button. That's cool. We'll take it. We'll take anything.
That's
right?
fine. Pull up.
If you do subscribe to us on YouTube, the show usually gets published on our YouTube page the night before we actually publish it on YHH, so you can get a sneak peek of our show. You can get a sneak peek of everything we do if you hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Speaking of subscribing, you subscribed to some Peewee hockey as well. Talk to me a little bit about that Woodbury-Chaskatchan clash on Friday night.
Well, for one thing, it gave me a lot of time to think in the car because the Victoria Ice Rink is a 47-minute drive from my front door. An interesting drive. It was worth
That's the emoji? The eye cry
emoji. It's just like tears running straight down.
Yeah, that's straight down.
But it was worth it. Got to see a tie between 2 really, really good Peewee teams. I think Woodbury's starting to put it more together outside of that top line.
Yep.
Lines 2 and 3 are starting to find their place. Their goaltending is still solid. I think they're still rotating through their goaltenders. Chaskatchan actually needed a late goal to tie this one. Deep as always.
All right, if the camera weren't on, let's pretend the camera's not on.
Okay.
And this weren't your favorite team of all time.
I'm pretending the camera on.
Okay. Who's the better team?
Chaskatchan.
They are the better team.
Yes, I think they're deeper. I would put up.
You're just fueling your boys right now. You're saying, oh yeah, you're just trying to get them to repeat.
I'll say this: I would put the number one unit of Woodbury up against any other number one unit in the state.
Agreed.
It's just the Chaskatchan has, and it's not a knock on Woodbury's second or third lines. It's Chaskatchan has. You roll through that lineup and you just cannot find a weakness.
It's a buzzsaw. It is a buzzsaw.
There's 3 lines worth of excellent players.
I think when they play, if they play down the road in playoffs, because they haven't played as much. I remember Edina and Osseo Grove in 2016. They played 7 or 8 times. Remember Osseo Grove EP last year?
Right.
They played 7 times.
Every other week.
It was fine. Either way, it's good. They just wanted to get good competition.
Yeah.
These 2 teams have not played very much.
Well, they're on opposite sides of the metro area for one thing.
That doesn't help. That's true.
It doesn't help. It makes it tough to schedule in between games like this one.
But teams will find a way. I mean, we've seen that. So, so you're saying, as of today, as published of today, you think that Chaskatchan's the better of the team?
I do.
I like the second line, the big boy line of Woodbury's a lot. We don't really know the lines from Chaska Chan because Coach Matson's been changing lots of things up. I've seen Sheets playing defense. I've seen him playing forward. I've seen lots of different combinations with Chaska Chan.
He has the luxury of being able to play to play General Patton and move pieces around the board.
Yes, he does. So I agree. That's a good take. Let's talk a little bit of Peewee. Orno went to Coon Rapids and did not get challenged at all. They played a district foe, Delano, in the championship. Took home a little hardware, 10-2. Win over those guys. At the Bantam level, not a lot to report at the Bantam AA level.
We're hitting that late January,
yes, we are.
February valley where you're wrapping up for
between tournaments and districts right now.
We're in limbo.
Which will make it interesting. Instead of just straight headlines, we can kind of dig deeper into a couple different topics. Okay, Centennial wins the Austin Packer Classic over Minnetonka, 2-1.
Yeah.
And Cottage Grove wins the Peewee B over the vaunted Prairie Centers, 8-3. So congratulations to those two teams. And now we will get to the favorite segment. Okay. But before we do, a quick shout out to MAP South Hockey for their sponsorship of a lot of our programming, including 10 Minutes. Thanks to MAP. They have a great training facility. They have AAA programs for the off season. 2010s all the way up to 2005s. They have off-season fall hockey for 2000 for 14, 15, 16 through 18. Great coaches, great training facility. MapSouthHockey.com. All right.
Nice.
We ready?
Nice. I think
now we're going to talk about our favorite Chris Farley skit.
Oh, thank God.
You're so excited for this. I can't wait to hear what yours is.
As kids, we had...
You kind of look like Chris Farley with the hair, at least.
I can do the chin.
Yeah, and the hair.
I carry all my weight in my chin.
All right, let's hear it.
My buddy Joe had a best of Chris Farley SNL VHS.
Yes.
And as kids, we didn't understand.
I had the Will Ferrell.
Because we were like, yeah, he had that one too.
CD, DVD, sorry.
9 and 10 years old, we didn't understand half the skits, but we would watch it over and over and over and over again. And if I had to pick one,
come on,
it would probably be Chippendale.
Oh, you went off of that. Yeah, Chippendale was pretty good.
Chippendale was pretty good, man. I've never seen anything spicier than Chris Farley without a shirt on.
That was good. That was good. That was groundbreaking for me.
R.I.P. Chris Farley.
That was definitely groundbreaking.
What's your favorite?
Mine was The Interviewer. Everyone wants to do The Man Down by the River, but The Interviewer is still my favorite one. I think he interviewed a lot of different people, but the one that got me the best was the Paul McCartney, and he was asking him, you remember that when you were with Ringo and that was awesome.
When you were in the Beatles?
You were in the Beatles. So
awesome.
It's just hilarious. Good stuff. Really
Ahead
good
of
stuff.
his time.
He was so good. So good. R.I.P. Yes, Chris Farley. All right, now let's get back in, talk a little high school hockey.
You can unmute your computers now.
Yes, you can. High school hockey, let's talk about it. On Sunday, our staffers, Carl, Danny, and myself, announced our choices for the Mr. Hockey finalist.
I've had a lot of fun watching the fallout from this episode.
What do you mean?
The reactions to it.
Oh, yes.
If anything can get Minnesotans dander up, it's
yes.
hockey.
Talk about the 10. If you don't pick their 10, it's the end of the world.
It's a crime against humanity.
Yes, it is.
Kids don't.
So alphabetically, why don't you go with the first 5, then I'll go with the second 5, and then I'll get your take on it. Okay?
Alphabetically.
All right.
Bryce Brodzinski, Grant Doctor, Ryder Donovan, Aaron Huglin, and Jack Jensen.
And I said this on the podcast as well. I think that today, if we had to vote today, I think Bryce Brodzinski is the winner. He checks the box on lifetime achievement. He checks the box on NHL scouting. He checks the box on family. He checks the box on points. He checks the box on a team that's number 2 in the States. I mean, he checks all the boxes
forget the
as
most
of right
important
now.
box.
But he's a really good hockey player?
No, I think this one might matter actually more. Had a chance to leave, did not leave for the
Correct.
senior year. I think that plays a role for a lot of these voters.
All right, 6 through 10, Jet Jungles, Edina, Mike Kester, Chaska, Josh Lidke, Minnetonka. I can't read this. Mason Nevers, Edina, it's my writing. And then number 10, Mike Vorlicki, Edina.
Those are 5 of the fastest guys in this game.
Oh, isn't that a good list? That's a really good list of players. And really well established. All these guys played a lot of hockey here in Minnesota. All deserving. There are several, there were 4 or 5 that were left off. You know, like Trevor Kukkonen was left off. Charlie Shane was left off. Rob Christie was left off. There's a really nice list that we, debated over. We spent a ton of time with ours. Yeah, we realized that there are 3 kids from Edina, and that probably got people the most. That got most people's ire, I think.
Yeah, and I could see them dropping 1 from the list just because they don't want 30% of the list to be Edina kids. But that's fine. Tell me who you're taking off. And then justify it.
Justify it. Good luck.
Be able to justify.
All right, so you get your voice now. You're not on the podcast with us, but now you get your voice. Who, if you could take one off, we're not going to take it. If you could add somebody to the list who's deserving, and it can't be a goalie.
Oh, it can't be a
Can't be a goalie. It's Mr. Hockey. There's an award for that. It's called Frank Brimzik.
Nice.
So talk to me. Who would you add to the list? We won't say who you take off. We don't run a negative program. You want negative programming, go someplace else.
If I got to add somebody, oh man.
Come on. You're on live TV.
I know I'm on live TV.
Come on, or actually recorded TV.
If I got to add somebody, it's going to be Charlie Shane.
Okay.
I think it is criminal that there's nobody from Andover.
Oh, that's the shot. That is the shot right there.
I think it's a legitimate shot.
They're the number 4 team in the state. The heavy, I would call the heavy favorite to go to state.
Charlie's a great player. He's produced the past 2 seasons. He's at least 50 points.
No argument.
Top 5 team.
No argument.
He's going to
Arizona State.
He's going to Arizona State. I was going to say he's going to end up with a D1 offer, but he's already got one.
Yeah, he got one. I'm not arguing with you. I got to pick 10.
I like Charlie. I also happen to like him a lot as a kid.
Yep, great player. All right, I think we're ready to switch gears here to the Boom Roasted. Do you want to go first? You're blank.
There are 1,000 people huddled around their laptop right now trying to see if we're going to list somebody that we would knock off.
Right.
No.
Do you have a Boom Roasted this week?
I do, actually.
Let's hear it.
Boom Roasted for all the people who take the Mr. Hockey Award too seriously. And when they see a preliminary list like a Mr. Hockey list, all of a sudden it's as if their own kid wasn't picked. And everybody just
chill out.
Chill, man.
That's the deep breath, Boom.
Gosh. So many people, there are hordes of players that have gone on to have fabulous careers without winning the Mr. Hockey Award.
TJ Oshie.
Okay. It's okay. Everybody chill.
Lots of good ones. There's been lots of good ones, that's for sure. All right, I have a rant / Boom Roasted as well. This is kind of a general rant about the use of Twitter. Twitter's an awesome tool. You and I use it every day. It's a great mechanism to deliver communication, but try to keep it positive. I got hammered for using who's and who is wrong. I didn't need to really hear that, so you're welcome. If I made your day so you could get Youth Hockey Hub on Twitter, that's what bugs me. But it's also the negative ones where people will say something like this Totino Grace string just went. They're going AA, and it just went south in a hurry.
Change my Boom Roasted.
No, you've already done that one. You did that one on the girls' show.
A different one.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
let's hear it.
It's everything about time.
Yeah, it was so negative. Like, Totino's moving up.
It's been 15 years since Totino has been a legitimate
relevant
Class A power.
They went to state a few years ago, but it was kind of a Cinderella run.
Yeah, it was a Cinderella run through the section, and they haven't been, Totino Grace for 15 years. About time.
Yeah, it wasn't nice. It wasn't nice.
No,
if you're part of that, congratulations. You trolled us well enough where you got on Boom Roasted this week.
There were a couple of you who also got blocked.
Yes, and some blockage. Lots of blockage on that one.
Slurs and swear words, you're
done.
blocked.
You are done. All right. Happy times. I have the special game puck today. It's from Hockeytown, USA.
Detroit?
No, we were in Detroit. What's a better hockey town, Detroit or Warroad?
Okay, to be fair, we were in Troy.
Still Detroit.
If I got to pick a hockey town, I'd probably pick Warroad.
It's a hockey town. Trust me. It's a hockey town. You want to go first or want me to go?
I want to go.
You want to go first?
I got some happiness.
All right, you got some happiness. I like this one.
I'm a St. Paul City kid. This game puck goes to St. Paul Johnson. We played Johnson all the time. A lot of those guys played baseball with them in the summer. There's an article on the Minnesota Hockey website about diversity and the opportunity for diversity in hockey. And Moose Younghands, the longtime coach and Eastside hockey supporter, said something along the lines of, diversity is a great opportunity for us to recruit kids from all over the neighborhood. So whenever you hear someone say something about the changing demographics and laments the changing demographics, embrace it.
I agree.
Lean into it. The St. Paul Johnson lineup has kids of all races and creeds, and they're all, somehow learning to coexist.
That's a good hockey team, too.
That's a lesson that a lot of adults could learn from. They're working hard and they're representing the city with pride, so St. Paul Johnson.
All right. I will follow that with my Hockeytown USA puck to a huge shout out to the people of both Warroad and Roseau. I was able to go up to Warroad and Roseau on Monday and spend literally 20 hours straight of just taking it all in. Eating it all up. I just ate it all up. This is
Tony Scott at Cracker Barrel.
Oh, it was so much fun. I got a tour of the Marvin Windows production facility.
They do my parents' windows.
I got to the Polaris. I got to see the 3 rinks in Roseau. I got to see the Gardens. I saw Olympic Arena. I met a ton of great people. My favorite part was running into a guy like Dan Ernest from Roseau, Noah Ernest's dad.
Oh.
And I got to see him in his element, not him in our element.
Instead of asking him how the tournament's going and how the drive down was.
Right, exactly. It was great to see Warroad people in Warroad. It was great to see Roseau people in Roseau. And a huge shout out to everybody who got us where we needed to get during our trip up there. And I think we delivered a heck of a girls hockey game. I didn't play in it, but I think we did a good job getting it down to the Twin Cities. 1,700 people watched a girls high school hockey game online, and over 1,000 were in attendance at the Ram Center. Girls hockey's come a long way. So there's my game puck to it all.
Those 1,700 people, don't be afraid to click on the stories regarding girls hockey. We're all in this together. Give the girls the publicity that they so have long deserved.
Speaking of clicking, make sure you click the subscribe button down at the bottom. You get a lot of good juice from Youth Hockey Hub's YouTube page. Peter, great show as usual. It was a blast. Great to see you. Looking forward to district playoffs, regions, and all of it.
Our season's just getting started.
Going down here the next 3 to 4 weeks. For Peter Odney, I'm Tony Scott. Have a good day.